There are a ton of clothes being produced online, and according to my 2 a.m. Google search, there's approximately 80 to 100 million clothes being produced each year. And trust me, that is a lot. Because I lied. It's actually billions with a B. Finding clothes that can last you a lifetime can be quite hard to come by, especially with the amount of clothing brands being produced each year. Like, for example, the streetwear brands that make the same hoodies with the same font on it. It's like the equivalent to the Office meme. Not to mention the amount of clothes that brands such as Shein are creating for incredibly low costs, and we all know why that they are priced so low. And it's not only because their clothes disintegrate in the washing machine. Buying clothes has never been more of a gamble than it has been now, especially when trying to find new pieces or brands that you don't usually buy. It can be hard to spend any amount of money on an item if you don't even know if it's going to be worth it at the end. And this leads people to spend more money on cheaper pieces because there is almost no risk at all. It may be tempting to buy from a lot of fast fashion stores simply because of how affordable it can be. Because spending $30 on a pair of jeans is appealing to a lot of people who don't necessarily want to spend $150 on a pair of Wrangler jeans. And even then, if you spend $150 on a pair of Wrangler jeans, you could spend that same amount on 5 pairs of $30 jeans from Shein. I don't know, it's just something about how the human brains are hardwired to look at the quantity and think that the higher number is the better option. An example, if we put this into a train car scenario where we've got one person on the track and on the other track you've got 5 people, and you're the one that's pulling the lever and choosing where the trolley goes. More often than not, you would probably aim to save the 5 people and like sacrifice that one guy. But what if I were to tell you that those 5 people were convicted murderers? What then? More often than not, you would probably now change and save the one person who isn't the criminal and sacrifice the 5 people to save the one. But that's because the quantity of people that you save is not worth it if the quality of the people aren't also worth it either. And that can go for the same for many things. That can go for Dr. Pepper and the Wish version of it, Dr. Perky, or you could put it through on like Levi jeans or any other items of clothing. There are a lot of reasons as to why people would generally make excuses to buy from fast fashion. There's a lot of reasons, just like I could give you a lot of reasons as to why I have not made a video in the past 2 months. Whether you're the type of person who doesn't really care about where you source your clothes from, you just think the item looks good and fits into your style, and it's a bonus because the item of clothing costs the same as a large Big Mac meal from McDonald's. Or if you're the person whose struggle meal consists of a Monster energy drink and a nap. So when it comes to buying clothes, how affordable the items of clothing is more important, and knowing how bad the source is or your plug, it just becomes a little bit of a blur. But the main question is, do you even need these clothes to begin with? Do you have no drip? But the price of the item doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the quality for it. Like, take for example the surface level designer brands such as Gucci, who generally their audience just buys the clothes for the brand and not necessarily for the quality. If people wanted quality items or quality designer, they'd probably go elsewhere. But because they want to buy it for the brand as a form of status, they would spend that amount of money for it, even if the quality isn't actually there. Those types of people are the level 100 mafia boss to the people who buy the cheap, more poor quality item simply for the aesthetic alone. You guys are basically the same, but where you buy your clothes from really depends on how much you really care about clothes and your wardrobe in general. If you care about how you structure your wardrobe, you're more than likely going to take the time and effort to find more quality items to incorporate, regardless of the budget. Just like as I said earlier, the price doesn't always mean quality. You don't always need to buy expensive pieces just for the sake of quality. You can buy more affordable pieces that does have the quality there. Like, take for example, you have stores such as Uniqlo, which are more affordable, but they are higher quality than a lot of other fast fashion brands. Sorry, a small little TikTok break. Where you source your clothes from is an indication of how much you truly care about your wardrobe. And it's not necessarily a bad thing if you can't afford the higher quality pieces that are a little bit more expensive. Your budget of clothes doesn't necessarily indicate how much you care about your wardrobe. It's more so about the effort that you go into sourcing the items of clothes that work with your budget. Now, if you cave and you buy a bunch of replicas, or if you buy from a lot of fast fashion, and that only being for the aesthetic or the core, you don't really care about the quality of the item, that definitely goes to show that you're not necessarily taking that time to find and build up your wardrobe. Going back to the quantity side of obtaining clothes, a lot of people have the general idea that you need to have more clothes because more clothes means more outfit potential, and that's not the case, because you can have a well-rounded, versatile wardrobe that has limited pieces that can be incorporated in so many other different styles or different outfit ideas that you can create. There's a lot of compatibility with a versatile wardrobe, and you might find that you will have more of a rotation in your wardrobe for less clothes that are more versatile, as opposed to having 100 billion items of clothing in your wardrobe to make two outfits. I definitely think you should opt in for more quality pieces. Take a little bit of time and effort to find clothes that are catered to your budget, that has the quality and doesn't cost the many lives of a 6-year-old, or has the structural integrity of like a wet tissue. Not everyone needs to care about their wardrobe as much as I think that you should. At the end of the day, you are your own person. You can do whatever you want. Sometimes if you're buying stuff for the brands or buying stuff for the aesthetics, you're just another fast fashion victim. Fast fashion victim kind of went hard. How do you stop becoming a fast fashion victim? Firstly, you want to take the time to do a little bit of research, and I'm not talking about research like as if you're studying for your finals. It's more so you need to take the time to find a brand and research of how other people's thoughts and opinions on the brand. Now, it's not to say that their thoughts and opinions are gospel, and if they say I don't like the brand, that means you shouldn't like it either. But if someone says they're not the best in quality, it literally disintegrated in my hand, I would probably not buy from that brand. I just knocked the knobs. Haha. I just knocked these, so my voice may have changed, hopefully for the better. Take the time to find new brands, and it's not as easy as just Googling clothing brands for me and Google generating those responses for you. It takes time. Sometimes you just stumble across them, or sometimes you watch a fashion content creator and they talk about their brands or that the clothes that they bought from, and you can kind of take the information from them and do that research from there. And if you don't necessarily find them online, you can do a little bit of window shopping. As long as you're at least getting exposed to the inspiration or to the new brands, then that is a win in my mind. Other ways of preventing yourself from being a fast fashion victim is to stop over consuming. You don't always need to buy those clothes. The key takeaway for this video is that quality is more important than quantity. You don't need that many clothes, and if you can structure your wardrobe to having much more versatility and having good quality in your wardrobe, you solve a lot of the problems that the people who justify quantity have. Maybe unless you're like, you don't care at all, and like the only reason as to why you wear clothes in general is to avoid getting hit by an indecent exposure charge, and so maybe that's one reason. I can't really counteract that. The environment, there you go, take that one. That's gonna be it for this video. Again, please like, subscribe, dislike, comment, tell me your thoughts on if you're a quality type of person or a quantity type of person, and tell me why. I appreciate you taking the time to watching this video. I will go ahead and finish off my Monster Energy drink and my nap, and I'll see you guys in the next video where I talk about some other degenerate online thing. Goodbye.